In today's show with Andrew Locke, we are going to be talking about the psychology behind the different segments he has in his video program. And it's really very interesting because each segment is designated to do something different for the client, as well as really allow them to absorb the information. So, without any further ado, here's Andrew.
It's now become the #1 marketing show on iTunes, above Business Week, Advertising Age, and Harvard Business Review. So it's kind of a David versus Goliath story there.
Well, I bet yours is a heck of a lot more fun to watch also than the other ones. So,
yeah, and that's the key thing really, is that people want to be entertained. I mean, we live, we have enough stress in our lives, don't we? Everybody does. We're very busy. We seek out entertainment when we can. So why not combine the two? And that's what I've endeavored to do, is give this, useful content and training, but presented in a way that it's enjoyable. It's kind of like the cherry cough syrup. Give me something to cure my cough, but make it taste nice.
How did you come up with this basically 4-segment format? Was that something, you do things brand new that other people haven't done, but how did this just unfold? Did you sit down and say, all right, this is going to be the plan for each and every show, or did it evolve?
No, I pretty much had it planned out before I started the first episode, and it's really stayed consistent with that. I am going to change things up a little bit, as time goes on, just to keep it fresh. But basically, again, learning from or using the skills that I developed in the world of TV, the first thing that happens when the show starts is me appearing, and I say, coming up in this episode, and then I give briefly, just a couple of points of the topics. Mm-hmm. And that works really well, because that's kind of the equivalent of, in copywriting, a headline. It's the attention grabber, which you really need, because otherwise, if you just start with, an opening sequence or whatever, people's attention span is very short. You've really got to grab them straight away. I don't delve into kind of heavy topics to start with. I kind of ease people into the show by having what I call the chit-chat section, and I liken that to, when you watch Regis Philbin. And also, like you watch Jay Leno or David Letterman, they do a kind of, talky bit at the start of the show that just eases the audience into it, because, their mind's probably on other things, and you just kind of got to let them settle down a bit. And so that's why I have that section there. And then after that, I have a viewer question. That's a very important component, because a lot of people do ask questions, and obviously they're looking for the time when their question is the one that's answered. So that's really good in terms of getting the audience involved. And when the audience, or when I answer the question, I also invite the rest of the audience to contribute their responses to that question, because, I've got a lot of experience in marketing, but I don't know everything.
Right.
So that's a good way of getting the audience involved too at the end of that section. And then the other couple of sections, one is web tools and resources that aren't well known. People love that. And then also big lessons from big brands, which is kind of the main teaching point, where I adapt a marketing principle or something from customer service or that kind of thing that a big well-known company uses. It might be, Virgin Airlines or McDonald's, and I adapt them to the small business owner. So that's how I kind of formulated the show, and it was a process of planning that out. But I hope what I just explained helps understand the principles of why I do certain sections in certain places.
It's very, very helpful. I love the rationale behind it, because no matter what anyone else is doing for their own show, I think what you've explained is giving the headlines, doing a short segue to settle them down and get their attention, then to also invite them to participate in the show, and then invite everybody else to participate in the participation in the show, and then have your teaching point. So it's a very great, not that we want to encourage people to imitate you, but to keep in mind the reasoning behind the different things that you're doing.
And that is all for this second excerpt from the Marketing with Audio and Video show. And we featured Andrew Locke of Help My Business Sucks, and his show can be located at helpmybusiness.com. Next time we'll be talking about how he creates his fabulous looking show, very professional looking. We'll find out what equipment he uses, what software he uses. So if you want to create something like that, that's what you should do. But we will also talk about how very simple shows can be just as powerful as shows with all the technical neat stuff going on. Of course, I want to invite you to go to 101thingsaudiovideo.com and download your free 30-page excerpt from 101 Things to Do with Audio and Video to Promote Your Business. It'll give you tons of ideas. If you've never done it before, it'll give you starting points. If you already do audio and video, it'll give you tons of additional ideas on how to repurpose your content. And of course, last of all, the show is brought to you by the Commercial Creation Center. That is personal assistance from me, plus simple software I've designed to help you create and post audio and video onto the web to promote your business. That's a lot. Anyways, this is Penny Haynes signing off from Marketing with Audio and Video. Have a great week.